Aggravated battery versus maiming in Oklahoma. What's the difference? Well, about 40 years. I'm Tulsa Attorney James Wirth, and that's the question that we have. What is the difference between aggravated battery and maiming? And the biggest difference is the range of potential punishment, where we've got aggravated aggravated assault and battery, which has 1 to 5 years in prison, and maiming, which has up to life imprisonment. So what gets you from one to another? Well, mainly it has to do with the intent element and also the injury that is caused. So generally speaking, for aggravated assault and battery, it requires a great bodily injury. There is one other way to get there, and that is if there's a disparity. If the person committing the offense is of robust health and strength, and the victim of the offense is aged, decrepit, or incapacitated, that can get you to aggravated. But most often where we see it is where it is an assault and battery that causes great bodily injury. Great bodily injury being defined as broken bone fracture, protracted or obvious disfigurement, protracted loss of impairment of the body, of a function, impairment of a function of the body, organ, or mental faculty, or substantial risk of death. So that is what makes it aggravated, where you have the possibility of up to 5 years. Now, what the biggest difference here as far as what it takes to prove it is that the injuries that are great bodily injury here, you may fully recover from before it gets to trial. They're not permanent injuries. If they are permanent injuries, or disfigurement, then that's going to be something where it could be charged as maiming, where by the time you get to trial, it's not going to be healed. So if you punch someone and you fracture their eye socket, that likely can be fixed and healed by the time you get to trial. So it's going to be considered a serious bodily injury, a great bodily injury that could make it a felony, aggravated assault and battery instead of a misdemeanor. However, because it healed, it's not going to be maiming. But if you punch somebody the exact same way, but instead of breaking their eye socket and knock their eye out that caused permanent damage to their vision, then that is something that could be argued as maiming, where the state could request up to life imprisonment for that. So, summing it all up, what is the difference between aggravated assault and battery and maiming in the state of Oklahoma? Well, there's about a 40-year difference in sentence, since we generally consider a life sentence in the state of Oklahoma to be 45 years. If you're dealing with a criminal case in the state of Oklahoma, don't just get information off of YouTube or Facebook. You're going to want to talk to an attorney privately and confidentially, take legal advice specific to your circumstances. To get that scheduled with somebody at my office, you go online to makelawEasy.com.